Yes, we found another one. Another satanic, evil, demonic trans activist who's a trans man. And yes, we're talking about Ty Turner. You poor, evil ass. I feel sorry for you when you actually die because you will burn in a lake of fire. Okay, here we go. Oh, God. This guy says the government is trying to erase trans people and a bunch of other things. Well, sorry. They're not. They're just sick and damn tired of people like you who push lies, satanic, demonic devil worship on the rest of the people, and lies about being trans, about those of us who are trans. Okay? And you wonder why it's happening. You wonder why things are happening the way it is. Okay? It's not that the government has a problem with trans people. We, we I'm not in the government, but government and myself and others have gotten sick and damn tired of it. You're an ass clown. You're just a demon, okay? And maybe when activists like you start to grow up, things will come back to what we originally started fighting for, and will come back. Okay, people aren't putting up with trans people and trans activists lying about trans men being men and trans women being women, when neither one of those are the truth. There's a legitimate reason why it's called trans men and trans women. I wonder why that is. Oh, maybe because we're really not women, really not men. Trans men are women, taking on the physical appearance of men. That's it. The appearance and mannerisms of being a man. If you could call yourself that, your pathetic excuse of trying to be a man, Ty Turner. Trans women are men. What do you mean, real woman? Okay, trans women are men appearing, putting in those of us who are really transsexual and really trans and putting in the effort to appear as women, or trans men who are actually putting in the effort to appear and live as if they were men, or trans women as if they were live as if they were women, are putting in the effort. Yes, he is a real woman. Ty Turner is a real woman. Oh, he's trans, which means he transitioned his body to physically appear as a man, like I did. A transitive, medically went through medical treatments to appear as if I were a woman, and I'm not. I'm not. Thing is, these people have this thing where if you get misgendered, it should be a crime. Well, no, sorry, it's not a crime, and it's not being misgendered. Okay, yeah, I'm still a male. Sorry, people. There's people out there that think that's offensive. Well, sorry. It's offensive for trans people who are appearing to be the opposite to claim that they are factually the opposite when it's not true. Just taking on the physical appearance. Then the idiot wants to complain about the trans sports ban, banning trans women into women's sports. I agree with that. Trans women do not belong in women's sports. Do trans women should trans women be able to participate in sports? Absolutely. Either no matter which side of trans you're on, trans woman or trans male, you can go into sports with the original sex you were born as, or start a trans league. Too many women have gotten seriously injured because trans women are still male. Yes, trans women have a reduction in strength, muscle mass. Not enough to bring it down to where women are on an equal playing field as a trans person, trans woman, which is still biologically male. MMA. Fallon Fox busted the socket of a biological female within 39 seconds of the first round, and then didn't fail to mention that he was trans, and then bragged about it afterwards. High school volleyball player got spiked, had a volleyball spiked in her face by a boy claiming to be trans in the face, and is now permanently partially paralyzed on one side and has some other problems that are permanent. Destroyed whatever career she could have had. Boxing. Boy. Had an Italian boxer that probably could have gone to the gold medal round. Forfeit a match in 49 seconds because she's getting beat by a man claiming to be a woman. All of this stuff is a crime. That's assault and battery from a male. Women deserve better. Women deserve better. Oh God! And then the demon Ty Turner wants to talk about stopping and banning banning from children being part of medical transition. They should not be medically transitioned. One thing that I have always been an active for when it comes to children, when it comes to gender confusion, is real mental health therapy, not the affirmation bullshit that they got going on. Oh, you say, yeah, you're trans. Okay, here's your medicine. No, that shit doesn't work. Talking about the therapy that gets to the root cause. Why do you think or believe you're trans? Okay, most children, if not put on puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones, will grow out of it. Most. I'm talking 80 to 95% of children will grow out of it. Yes, maybe they'll be part of the rest of the LGBT community, lesbian, gay, or bisexual, or maybe even straight, or something else. Most will grow out of it. And those who don't, when they reach adulthood and can make their own determination themselves and want to proceed, can proceed. Anything else is just butchering a child. People tend to think that hormone blockers are temporary and reversible, and no, after a certain time, they are not reversible. They cause permanent, irreversible harm. And the harm that it causes, okay, not able to reproduce. Period. Once they reach adulthood, no gratification from between the sheets. Okay, and if it's a if it's male to female, the development needed for bottom surgery, for vaginoplasty, they don't get enough growth. On top of that, brain swelling, which puts pressure on the optic nerve and can cause temporary to permanent blindness. Okay, has been noted to cause children from getting lower grades than they normally would have gotten from school, learning at school, amongst a whole host of other things that are irreversible. Okay, and they say that they're not doing surgeries on children. Yes, they are. They're still doing some in Texas. They're doing them in California. And that's just a whole other thing that I did a live feed on. Gavin Newsom is a satanic demon also. We're not talking about Ty Turner and his satanic devil worship because he's a demon. And it says Trump is protecting women from trans women. To a degree, yes, he is. Because there are trans women that are legitimately trans women that are going into trans sports and causing physical harm. Not only physical harm, taking away spots that women would have had to further on their career in either college or professional career after college. That's harm. Also, this thing called you can just identify as trans and not have to do anything to transition and have access to women's spaces like restrooms, showers, jails, and prisons, while girls and women are getting raped and beaten because of just self-ID laws. This stuff has got to stop. And Ty, your further stuff, you are a satanic, devil worshipping demon. You aren't smart enough to be anything else, Ty. You're really not. You have no human sympathy or compassion for people, women. You have no compassion for people as someone who you really are as a woman, presenting as being man when you're not. This is just freaking hilarious. made a song list of rap songs to help trans people in these times that we're going through and what is happening. Ties people like you that's the reason why things are happening the way they are. Because trans people like myself, Blair, Buck, and Marcus, and some others, all we want to do is fit in and not cause problems for other people. But this is causing problems for people, and you're a part of it. Ty, you are part of it. You are part of why things are happening the way they're happening. And it's us that believe in human decency have to clean up behind you because you're too galactically stupid to know better. It's sickening. It really is sickening. Sickening, sickening, sickening. And he complains about the calls out the ban on gender marker change. Well, I wonder why. I wonder why. Because they're getting sick and tired of people lying, whether it be trans men or trans women claiming they're actually men or actually women when they're not. Okay? And like I said, people like myself and the few that I've mentioned already, all we want to do is be able to fit in and have our stuff be on our ID so that, hey, we look like this and it doesn't cause any other questions or suspicions because of the way our ID is. Okay, it leaves out a lot of extra questioning that wouldn't have to happen. A lot of discomfortable conversations on both sides. Okay, it's just clear. Ty, you have no respect for your mother, your grandmother, or any other woman that you're related to, let alone yourself. Okay, so that's why I said biology is a fact. Can't get away from that. But what I can do is take on the appearance and mannerisms of being female, of female and feminine characteristics. The biological DNA, other stuff, I can't change. Can't change it. Nobody can change it. I don't know. Maybe someday science will be able to change that DNA, the DNA for people of us who are trans, but still doesn't make it. Still does not discard the fact that trans women are born male and currently and will always be male. Same thing for trans men. We're born female and will always be female and girls and women. That's how it works. Sorry, it just, oh my God, it is this, oy, 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 oy. Wow. It's just absolutely flipping ridiculous. It really is. Oh my God. Oh, and then he brings up this thing in the intelligence agency. A lot of trans people have been fired for using work chat for talking about transitional issues. Well, duh, really? Yeah, effing think? It's for work, not for discussing trans issues. It's for work. not trans issues. Any other place, yeah, I'd expect people to get fired too, because your business chats and emails and stuff are meant for business, for work. Unless you're talking with someone in human resources about insurance to help you with your transition, then yes. Other than that, no. You get together, have a support group, and create a chat away from work chats, even in person, where y'all can support each other, talk about what's going through with you and others. It's just, oh my lord, the absolute, I'd say brain rot, but you need a brain to have brain rot with. You need a brain to have brain rot. Maybe you have brain stem rot. Other than that, you ain't smart enough to have brain rot. I believe you got a surgical device that allows you to be able to breathe. And something that where you can touch that will help you speak, because you need a brain to be able to breathe and speak. You don't have one. You're a tranny tard. An ass tard. I'm going to say it the way I'm thinking it. And I mean it. You're a fucktard. You're a useless waste of air. You're a liar. And you're a detriment to the trans and transsexual people. You are causing harm. You and your lies. You know you're a liar. Let's see. What do you believe in? Okay, you believe in trans women and women's sports, so you believe that men can physically assault women and women. Boys can physically assault girls. You believe in medical transition of children. You believe in child abuse and child butchering and chemical castration of children. And people are supposed to not think that you worship Satan and that you're a demon. Oh, you worship Satan and you are a demon. Plain and simple. That's the way it is. You're so damn low you don't even reach the level of pathetic. You're so far below that it's not even funny. Transsexual people, all we want to do is fit in and have other people feel comfortable around us and interacting with us. We know our place. We know who we are. We know what we are. I'm transsexual one who is biologically a male. There are female spaces I do not belong in, still. And I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with still being male, appearing to be female, feminine. I really am. It's I care about people. I do. I really do. Even you, Ty. And I wish you'd come around to reality. I really do. And I hope maybe someday you do. There's still time. You could be a trans man and know that you're still a woman and be okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I know a bunch of trans men who are okay with that, knowing that they're still biologically women, and trans women like me who are okay with knowing that we're biologically male. We're okay with that. It's not to say that I don't get depression from gender identity disorder / now it's called gender dysphoria. That still happens. You know, another thing you tie that you and other quote unquote trans people want to talk about, say about trans women, if they actually get a period, menstruation. Wrong. I'm a trans woman. Never had one. Not yet. Never will. Why? A uterus is mandatory. And unless you have one, you won't get it. And I just love how these pukes can't define what a woman is. Okay. It's pretty simple. You're born, a woman is someone who is born with the ability or potential ability to get pregnant and bear children. Usually caretakers of the family. And that was pretty simple. That easy. See? Real hard, huh? Apparently for you dumbasses, it's a little too hard to know what truth is. Gender for most people is grounded in biology. I still have gender mannerisms that are grounded in being male. Probably always will. And that's okay. Because most of my life I'm presenting more feminine in my appearance and mannerisms. I have real compassion and empathy for people. I want to see people do the best that they can and be honest. Or learn what the truth is. Ty, you know what the truth is, and you're choosing to lie on purpose. That's what makes you a Satan worshiping demon. Come back to reality while you still have time, so your soul does not have to burn in a lake of fire. Anyway, peeps, I'm going to sign off. Y'all have value, y'all have worth, and you're all important. If no one told you they love you today, I love you. Have a great rest of your day, no matter what part of the day you're in. Bye for now.